Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Nuta the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a hugging heart, and I've used my two colors, and I've used Amigurumi method for this too. Now you can choose any two color, whatever color you want. I'm going to use red and white, so it's per your choice. You can use any color. Also, if you want to put some smileys and face on it, you can put some smileys and face on it. I've made this loop as well. If you want to use this as a keychain or you want to hang it somewhere, it's totally up to you. So for that reason, I have made this loop. If you don't want this loop, just don't make it. And it looks like this without the loop. And for this one, I have used my 100% cotton yarn, and I've used my 3 mm of the hook. So let's begin. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna make this hands first because these hands are separate and we're gonna need them in middle of the work. So let's make these hands first and then we will work on this actual heart project. So for the hands, I'm gonna take my red yarn and I'm gonna make my slip knot here. And now I'm going to chain up 13 here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 13 chain, 1, 3, and I'm going to turn my work. Now this is the back portion of my first chain, and this is the back portion of my second chain, and I'm going to insert my hook into my second chain. We'll grab my yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here like this, and now I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and now I'm going to insert my hook into my second chain here. This is my first chain and this is my second chain, so I'm going to insert my hook into my second chain. We'll grab my yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here for the one time. Now for the second time again, I'm going to chain up 2 and we'll insert my hook into my second chain. I'll grab my yarn and we'll make my slip stitch. And for the third time, for the very last time, we are gonna chain up 2 again. We're gonna turn our work and we're gonna insert our hook into our second chain, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make a slip stitch here. It looks like this. And now we will go to the main chain here, the main 13 chain. And I'm going to insert my hook into this second chain where we have started making this chain. So just insert your hook into that chain for one more time, grab your yarn and make your slip stitch here. And this is the palm of your hands. And now we're going to make, on every chain, we're going to do 1 slip stitch till the end. So insert your hook into your next chain, grab your yarn and make a slip stitch into the next chain, grab your yarn, make your slip stitch, and keep on doing your slip stitches. And by the end of this line, you're going to have your 11 slip stitches. And here it is. One hand is ready. Now you can cut your yarn and secure your last stitch and keep it aside. And now we're going to do the other hand and keep them aside. Now we're going to attach them in the middle while we are doing this. Now for this, take your yarn and make a magic circle here. So for the magic circle, just put your yarn around your fingers in this way, make an X, and put your second strand of yarn at the back. Insert your hook in this way, grab your yarn, turn your yarn in this way, and that's it. This is your magic circle, and I'm going to chain up 1 here. Now this chain 1 is not the stitch. I'm not going to count this as a stitch. This is just to secure this magic circle. Now into this magic circle, for round number 1, we are going to make 10 single crochets here. So insert your hook into your magic circle, grab your yarn and make 10 single crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Pull your magic circle tight, and you're gonna have your first round. Now for the second round, we're gonna insert our hook into our first single crochet. Now this is our first single crochet, so insert your hook into your first single crochet, grab your yarn and yarn over and pull your yarn through both the loops, and that's your first stitch of your round number 2. And for that one, we're gonna put our stitch marker in so that we will remember that this is our first stitch of our round number 2. Now here for this round number 2, we're gonna do 2 single crochets into each stitch. So as we have made our this first single crochet here, we're gonna insert our hook into that same stitch and grab your yarn and make your second single crochet. Into the second stitch, we're gonna do another 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and into the next stitch we're going to do our 2 single crochets. So it's 1 and 2, and keep on doing this. Keep on doing 2 single crochets into each stitch, and by the end of this round, round number 2, we're going to have our 20 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you at the end. So here it is. I have my 20 single crochets for round number 2, and I'm going to take out my stitch marker. And now I'm going to insert my hook into my first stitch, and we'll grab my yarn. We'll make my first single crochet for my round number 3. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back on so that I will remember that this is the first stitch of my round number 3. Now I'm going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch from the previous round. So for the round number 3, we're going to have our 20 single crochet. So it is the first single crochet, 2, 3, and keep on doing 1 single crochet on each stitch, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. We have 1 single crochet on each stitch, and we have our 20 stitches for our round number 3. And I'm going to take out this stitch marker. We'll insert my hook into my first stitch, we'll grab my yarn and we'll make my first single crochet for round number 4. And now I'm going to repeat round number 3 for my round number 4, 5 and 6. So until round number 6, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch from the previous round, and each round will have 20 single crochets. So this is the first stitch of my round number 4, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 6. Remember to have 20 stitches on each round. Okay, so my round number 6 is done, and you can turn your work because this the portion we're going to need. We have our stitches here. So just turn your work, and it's going to look like this. We're not going to work on this loose end, so just leave this loose end inside. You're going to need it. And now take out this hook. So after your round number 6, just take out this hook and take the second color and do exactly the same what we have done here. So start with your 10 single crochet for your round number 1, and then 20 single crochet for your round number 2. And from the round number 3, 4, 5 and 6, do your 1 single crochet on each stitch. So you're going to have your 20 stitches on each round, and make exactly the same thing for the second color. And do not cut your yarn. We have still been working on it, so do not cut your yarn. Just pull out your thread and just leave it like this, and start doing the second color, and I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, so here it is. Both the colors are ready with round 6. Now we're going to do round number 7, and round number 7 is going to be crucial because we are going to attach this to color. So for the round number 7, I'm going to take this first color, take out a stitch marker, and insert your hook into your first stitch, grab your yarn, make your first single crochet here, put your stitch marker back on. This is your first stitch of round number 7, and For the next 8 stitches, I'm going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. In total, we're going to need 9 single crochets. So this is our first single crochet, and another 8 single crochets we're going to do. So first, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So here it is. On round number 7, we have our 9 single crochets, and now I will attach this work here. So here on this color, just put this inside. Here on this color, as this is our first stitch, so count 9 stitches from here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are the 9 stitches. And now we're going to take these 2 stitches. So 10, 10, 11 stitches we're going to take. And we're going to attach this 10, 10, 11 stitch here on this 10 and 11 stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook into this 11th stitch from from the starting. Just count your 11th stitch, and you're going to insert your hook into your 11th stitch, and I'm going to grab my yarn here on this 11th stitch, and I will make my single crochet on this 11th stitch like this. So what I have done is, first of all, I've attached this yarn. So this is my 11th stitch, and now I'm going to insert my hook again into this 11th stitch and into the next stitch here, because as we have done our 9 stitches here on this first color, we have done our 9 stitches. So just insert your hook in your 10th stitch and grab your yarn like this, and you're going to have your 2 loops here. Yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, and that's your 10th stitch of your first color, this. So 10th stitch, and now we're going to insert our hook into this 2nd stitch here, and we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch here on the on the first color. Grab your yarn, make your 2nd stitch here, and we have made this to attach these 2 parts. So here on round number 7, we have made our 9 stitches, and then on 10th and 11th stitch, we have attached this 2nd color. And now we're going to do another 9 stitches as our regular single crochets. So as we have worked on this stitch, we already have worked on this stitch, I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, grab my yarn, and will make my regular single crochet. And by this round, I'm going to have my 20 single crochets, but I'm going to have my 9 single crochets on this side, 9 single crochets on that side. So that's 18 single crochets and 2 single crochets here for this attachment. So in total, I'm going to have my 20 single crochets. And that is the end of my round number 7 for my first color. And then we will work round number 7 on this 2nd color as well. So here it is. My 9 stitches are done after this 2 stitches of my attachment. My 9 stitches are done. And now I'm going to leave this, and I will go to the 2nd color here. Now here, as we have made our 6 rounds for the round number 7, let's do 9 single crochets. 9 stitches, 1 single crochet on each stitch as our regular single crochets. So I've taken out the stitch marker, and I'm going to insert my hook in my first stitch. We'll grab my yarn, will make my first single crochet, and do not forget to put your stitch marker back on so that you will remember that which round you have been working on and which is your first stitch of that particular round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's our 9 single crochets. And now I'm going to insert my hook into my this white stitch. Remember, our 10th stitch is already inside. We have already worked on this round from our first color. So I will go on this white color, as this is my 10th stitch. I will insert my hook into that stitch, will grab my yarn and will make my 1 single crochet. And again I'm going to insert my hook again into that second white stitch. It's going to be a little bit tricky for you, so just get your yarn and make your another single crochet, and that's your 2 single crochets. Here it is. And now again we are going to do another 9 single crochets here on this side as well. So 1 single crochet in each stitch and you have your 9 single crochets. So just insert your hook into your this stitch is already taken, so I'm going to work on this stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our last stitch, the 9th one, and it's here. Now again take out this yarn, and our round number 7 is done, and we have already attached these 2 parts. And now onwards we will work our round number 8, 9, 10 on both the sides. So our round number 8 will be here, and then round number 8, then round number 9, then round number 9. So each color we will work on one round. And for the round number 8, let's take out the stitch marker. And now we're going to start decreasing our stitches. So for that one, just insert your hook into your first color. And for the next 2 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch for our round number 8. So it's 1 and 2. Put your stitch marker back on. So this is your first stitch. So put your stitch marker back on. And now on this another next 2 stitches, we are going to decrease our work. So insert your hook into your next stitch, your 3rd stitch, grab your yarn, and insert your hook into your 4th stitch and grab your yarn, and you're going to have your 3 loops here. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops. Now here for the next 12 stitches, we are going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So let's do it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now here, as you can see that this is my last stitch, the 5th stitch I've worked on, and this stitch is already taken. So I will go directly on my this red stitches, will insert my hook into my this 1st stitch, will grab my yarn, will make my 6th stitch here, and here again on this red color I will do my 7th stitch and another 5 stitches on this side. So that was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, like this. And now after this 12 stitches, we're going to do 1 more decrease. So insert your hook into your next stitch, grab your yarn, and into your next stitch, grab your yarn, yarn over and pull your yarn, and that's your decrease. And for the next 2 stitches, they're going to be your last 2 stitches, and we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. And this is the end of your round number 8 for your first color, and we're going to repeat exactly the same for your this second color. So repeat your round number 8 here on your second color, and I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, so I've done my round number 8 on the other side as well. Now for the round number 9, I'm going to go to my first color. We'll take out my this stitch marker, and I will insert my hook into my first stitch. I'll grab my yarn. I'll make my first single crochet for my round number 9. Put your stitch marker back on and one more single crochet on the next stitch. So 2 stitches, 1 single crochet on each stitch for our round number 9. And again, on the third stitch, we're going to decrease the stitches. So grab your yarn from the first stitch, grab your yarn from the next stitch, yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops, and that's your decreased single crochet. Now here, for the next 10 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. So insert your hook into your next stitch, grab your yarn, make your first single crochet, 2, 3, and 4, 5 and 6. 2 stitches will come up on this red color. So that's 5 and that's 6. And another 4 stitches here on this side. So that's 6. Now it's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now again, we're going to make a decrease here. So grab your yarn from the first stitch and grab your yarn from the next stitch, yarn over and pull your yarn, and that's your decrease. And now next 2 stitches will be our last stitches, and we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So it's 1 and 2, and this is end of our round number 9 on this side. And now we're going to repeat exactly the same for this side, or round number 9, and I'm going to meet you after that. Okay, so I've done my round number 9 on this side, and now for round number 10, go to your first color and take out your stitch marker. And now first 2 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch for our round number 10. So it's going to be 1 and 2, and put your stitch marker back on your first stitch. And again, we're going to make a decrease here. So it's 1 and 1. You're going to have 3 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. And now for the next 8 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So insert your hook into your next stitch, grab your yarn, and that's going to be your first single crochet, 2, 3, and your 4 and 5 stitches will be on your red color. 4, 5, and again another 3 on this side. So 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to make a decrease here. So for that one, grab your yarn from next 2 stitches, yarn over and pull your yarn, and that's your decrease. And for the last 2 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch, and that is the end of our round number 10. And we're going to repeat this round number 10 on over this second color as well, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. I've done my round number 10 on my both the sides, and now we're gonna put our this hands. So as we have made this hands before, we're gonna insert this hands here. So as I'm not putting any face here, I'm not gonna put any eyes or anything here. I have put my hands a little bit on the upper side. Now if you want to make a face here on both the sides, I would recommend to go a little bit down and put your hands here, down below, and on this way. If you are doing it this way, let's make our hands first. I will go to the 8th row. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8th row, I'm going to insert somewhere here my hand from the inside. Like this. Also, I will do this one on my 7th row. So here, so as I have inserted this strain of yarn on my 8th row, I will insert on my 7th row here and will take this out. So here it is. It's like this. Pull your both the strain of yarn and it will go here like this. Now before doing that, I will just make a knot here, and I'm going to make 2 knots here so that it will be secure, it will not lose out. So make 2 knots here. So these are my knots inside, a little bit inside, and here it is. So now this one I'm gonna put this in, and I will attach this hand here. As I said before, I'm not gonna put any face here. If you're putting a face here, I would recommend to put your hand a little bit lower down here so that your faces will be here, your eyes and your lips will be here somewhere, so this will go down. As I'm not putting any face here, I will put my hand here. This is the same strain of yarn which I've attached here, and from here I will insert my needle and I will go somewhere here. On the white part. Now I will grab my hand . That's it, it's here. And now I'm gonna make a little knot here. So here it is, just make a little knot here. And that's it, it will be secure, and you can put your this loose end in. That's gonna be all secured. And now we're gonna make another 2 rows, and then we'll put our this hand here. So as we have done our round number 10 here, we're gonna do our round number 11. So for the round number 11, take the first color of your yarn and take out this stitch marker, aside, and first 2 stitches we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. So just let's do 1 and 1. And now put your stitch marker back on your first stitch of your round number 11, and our third stitch will be our decrease. So it's 1 and 1, and make a decrease here. And now for the next 6 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4 stitches will be on your red color. So that's 3 and 4. And now another 2 stitches here, so it's our 5th and 6th. Again, we're going to make a decrease here. In last 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch, and this is the end of our round number 11. And we're going to repeat the same on this our other color, the second color. So just repeat your round number 11, and I'm going to meet you after that. Now for round number 12, take out your stitch marker, and for the first 2 stitches we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. So that's 1 and 2. Put your stitch marker back on your first stitch. And now for the next stitch we're gonna decrease our stitches. So it's 1 and 1, and pull out your yarn through all your 3 stitches, all your 3 loops, and that's your 3 stitches here. And now for the next 4 stitches we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch. So just insert your hook into your first stitch here. That's your first single crochet. 2 and 3 will be on your red color, so that's your second single crochet, that's your third single crochet, and your another 4th single crochet will be on the other side. Now again we're going to decrease our stitch, so grab your yarn from your next stitch and make a decrease here. And for the last 2 stitches we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch, and this is the end of our round number 12. And we're going to do exactly the same here on our second color. Okay, so after our round number 12 it looks like this. And now we're going to take the second hand here and we will insert it somewhere here, So for that one, just insert your needle here. Now I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8th row here. So that's 8 row. Just be careful because you're gonna have too many yarn here. So that's between 8 and 9. This one was between 7 and 8, and this one, the second hand, is between 8 and 9 rows. So that's it. Here again, and we're going to do exactly the same as we have done with this hand. So just tie 2 knots here so that this will be secure, and put your 1 stitch here as well so that this will be secure. And I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. Both the hands are done, and now we're going to fill these 2 parts of the heart. So for that one, have your soft tie filling and put it inside on both the parts. And always remember not to put too much filling in it. Also, we don't want it too loose as well, so always try to put it in a moderate way. And here it is. For our round number 13, take out a stitch marker Always remember to go your first color. For the first 2 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet on each stitch for round number 13. So it's 1, and 2. Put your stitch marker back on your first stitch of your round number 13. And now we're going to make a decrease here. So it's 1 and 1. Decrease. And now we're going to make 1 single crochet on each stitch for next 2 stitches, and those 2 stitches will be on our red color. So just insert your hook on your red color, and on both the stitches we're going to have our 1 single crochet on each stitch. So it's 1 and 1. And for the next stitch we're going to make a decrease. So it's 1 and 1, decrease here. And now for the last 2 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch, and that will be the end of our round number 13, and we're going to repeat this round number 13 on our second color as well. And here it is. I've done my round number 13, and for the round number 14, now we're going to make our decrease straight away on each stitch. So as we have our 8 stitches here, we're going to make them as our 4 stitches. So just insert your hook into your next stitch. We're not going to take the stitch marker back again, so that's going to be our last round. So take your first stitch, grab your yarn, and into your next stitch, and grab your yarn and make a 1 stitch, another stitch, 1, and this time it's going to be your red color. And 1. So that's going to be our second stitch, again the red color. So that's your first stitch, and after that so that's your 3 loops. That's your third stitch, and the next stitch is going to be your last stitch. Here it is, and now we're going to repeat the same thing for this last round, for our round number 14. Now it might be possible that you might not find this stitch here, as I've made my first decrease here. I've just realized that it could be possible that you might not find your stitches here, so I'm gonna make this 1 stitch and I will take this one. So it may be possible that you cannot find your stitches here, so just take this yarn and grab it and make your decrease here. Similarly on the second stitch as well, we're going to take this white part. It is not the stitch, but just because we are not be able to find our last stitches, we're going to do this way, and that's our third decrease, and then next will be my last decrease. And here it is. And now for this loop, let's have our yarn, make a slip knot and chain up 30 here, 3 0. So it's 1 2 3 4 25 26 27 28, 29, and 30, and cut your yarn, secure your loop. Now, so have your needles and insert your needle this way. Grab the first part, and similarly you can do it for the second part as well. And take the white part, this one, like this, insert, and here it is. Now secure this too and make a knot here. That's it, it's secure. And now put this inside. And do the same thing with the second part as well. Here it is, just cut your yarn. And that's it, your hugging heart is ready. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share, and comment on my videos. And please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.